Hello, this is Uncle Jim, and let's talk about boar snakes. I love boar snakes. They're great for in-between cleanings. They don't damage your boar with a rod, especially the 22s and 223. And it gets a lot of the job done until you got to get rid of copper fouling. So, the main thing with boar snakes is buy a quality one. I like the Hoppies. Actually, the new Hoppies has this flared out tip on them now. Have you seen those? Man, those look awesome, but I don't have the new style with the big flared tip. All right, so the key with boar snakes is keep them clean. Never let them hit the ground. Never put them on a shooting bench that's all dirty and lay them there. Keep them in the baggie. So run them through your gun and put them right in the baggie. Be surgical with that so you don't run grit through your barrel. All right, so today I'm going to try and experiment a different way of cleaning them, and they will last you forever. I have a couple old ones here that are starting to fray. I got to find the real grody one. These are not too bad. Anyway, if you keep them clean, keep them sanitary the whole time, get them back in the baggie, they're going to last a long time. Now, the Chinese ones are crap, so don't even bother. Okay, so what I like to do, I don't like to run a dry copper, you know, the little brush things that are on them. I don't like to run that dry through a bore. It just bugs me. So I usually oil from here down and oil the brush part really good. And that way it's nice and smooth and it's not abrasive. And then usually when I clean them, I'll put them in a baggie. I'll put them all in a baggie and put hot water in there and some simple green, okay, and let them sit, and all the oil and dirt will kind of float to the top. And then I squeeze them around. I squeeze them really good. And then I do them in the sink, and I would squeegee them down, rinse, squeegee, 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 all the way down, and rinse it. And so this time, I'm going to use the Sonicleaner and see what happens. But first, I got to go through all my guns and run them through all the guns, which a lot of them could use it right now, and get them really dirty. And then we're going to put them in the Sonicleaner, and hopefully we don't destroy them. But usually I'll just let them soak. Let them soak for a few hours in simple green and water. You could use Dawn soap, but you want to make sure to get that simple green out of there. So you squeegee them out really good in hot water in the sink. Squish them, mash them, squeegee them out, and then you hang them to dry in an area where you won't have dust, because it's all about keeping the dust and dirt off of these things when they're clean, okay? And then you put them back in their baggie, and then you mark them whatever they are, okay? I don't like the containers that come with them. It's better to have a sealed baggie. All right. So I'll go through all my guns, and I just had a wild hair to try the Sonicleaner, and we'll see what happens. I doubt it's going to be any easier than just squishing them in the sink and, you know, make sure everything's clean. Don't let them get on any dirt. That's the whole key. But they are awesome for in-between cleanings. You don't damage your boar, especially 22s. I've never run rods through a 22. If the chamber gets bad, I'll do a little cleaning brush in the chamber, but then I'll just use a boar snake. All right, let's see what happens. But wait, there's more. What I like to put on them is G96. Okay, you'll see that on a lot of gunsmiths' table. This stuff is awesome. It lasts forever. This can will last you a long time. I just spray it on the bore snake there. If not, I'll use some CLP, a few drops here, and boom, it really does a good job, unless you're trying to get copper fouling out. But you don't have to do that every time. People get carried away with cleaning, and they're causing a lot of damage running that dirty brush down your crown back and forth and all kinds of stuff. You really, in between, just use a bore snake, clean the rest of the gun, you're good to go. Okay, so we're going for mass production today, and we're using G96. Every gunsmith worth his salt has this stuff on his bench. All right, it's an oil-based product. I don't like using water-based on guns. I want oil, and the stuff is so good for wiping down your guns and protecting from rust. It actually magnetically sticks to the metal, okay? And it's been around forever. The Powerline guys used to use this back in the 60s. And then they found out it was awesome for guns. All right. So now I'm going to go through and clean every gun that are these calibers and run them in the Sonicleaner and see what happens. Okay, I've done about 15 guns so far, and it's looking like a spaghetti western. What I like to do is run them through about 3 or 4 times, okay, with the oil where the brush is, before and aft. Everything else comes clean. And then when I'm done with the bore snake, I'll wipe it down with with a clean rag, okay, for the next time until it needs a thorough cleaning. And don't be afraid to do your little 22 pistols, okay? It's much better than putting a rod to them. It's so much better. Much easier on the bore, okay? And that's all 22s need. All right. Well, I'll continue on, and then we're going to put these in the Sonicleaner. It's probably a waste of time, but hey, I thought I'd try it today. Oh, one of our favorites, the RS-22 that takes the Ruger pistols. Oh, yeah. I'm even doing that one even though the barrel comes right off and it's easy to clean. It's just too easy this way. Sorry. All right. Okay, I did about 15 to 20 guns, and it went quickly. Just go by your safe and pick one out and do them in different calibers and boom, bang, pow. And it's a good idea if you guys live in humid environments. Put some oil on your bore snake, run them through, and they'll be your bore will be protected in humid environments, especially. And usually I'll do the action first, and this is the last thing I'll do. But for now, I'm just doing all the bores to make sure they're all happy sitting there. And it went fast. So now, I don't think this is going to be faster than my old way of doing it, but I'm going to throw them in the Sonicleaner kind of loose like this, and we'll see what happens. I'm just doing it out of curiosity, but normally you just wash them in the sink, squeegee, wash, squeegee, and dry. But now we're going to make a production out of it and put it in the Sonicleaner and see if stuff floats to the top. All right. Just like reloading, there's an easy way and there's a long way and an expensive way to do it. But if you can find the easy, cheap, and simple way to do it and get the same results, that's the way to go on reloading. So let's see what happens on the bore snakes in a Sonicleaner. Oh, man. Okay, so here's an original Harbor Freight Sonicleaner. This is when they first started carrying them at Harbor Freight, probably in the 90s, maybe a little later than that, and you could buy them for $25 with a coupon code. And that's what this is, and I'm amazed it still works. I am very surprised because I use this a lot for doing suppressor baffles, carburetors, things like that. And so I'm just going to place these kind of loose side by side, and then we'll mix them around. And all I'm using this time is Dawn soap. It's a little more friendly than Simple Green, probably on gun parts and stuff. So just some Dawn soap, and then I'm going to put it on the heat cycle. And I am still amazed this little Chinese Sonicleaner still works so good after all these years. It's been, I beat the hell out of this thing. So we're gonna see if this makes any difference. I could probably be done in the sink by now, but I have it on hot cycle right now, so a nice hot water, just on soap this time. Usually I let it soak so the oils and debris kind of float to the top, but now we're just gonna do it quick, boom, bang, pow. And let's see, I'm gonna set, it's got a maximum of 4.80, and I'm gonna run cycles, and then I'm gonna kind of flip them around and stuff, and hopefully we can agitate some stuff versus hand cleaning. But I'd probably be done by now after all this stuff. So I don't know. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna do 4 cycles with it, and we'll see what happens. Okay, this is the first cycle, 4 minutes, 80 seconds. And some of these came unraveled, so it's kind of working. I'm leaving the heat on. I want that heat. So keep that heat. Let's do another 480 for the second cycle. Oops. All right. Okay, 2 cycles of 480 is 9 minutes and 60 seconds. Now I'm going to take a stir stick and just kind of move these around. I do see debris at the top, and so I'm just gonna kind of move them around here. I'm gonna leave the heat cycle on the whole time, and let's do one more cycle. I wish they went longer on these things. Okay, the third cycle is done. That's 14.4 minutes. I wish they did these longer. I see a little milky water here. I'm gonna stir it around. I could have been done by now. All right, I'm leaving the heat on the whole time, and I'm surprised the heat works on this Chinese thing and everything works. So I'm gonna let it sit with the heat on for a couple minutes and do the final cycle, and we'll rinse it in the sink and see what happens. All right, so 4 cycles is like 19.2 minutes. All right, so I'm just gonna grab these, put them in a colander here, okay? And I think what I'm gonna do is dump this, put hot water in it, and give it a rinse of hot water. Am I saving time? No, I don't think so. All right. Okay, I dumped this out and put a fresh thing of hot water in here for a final rinse at 480, and we'll see what happens. Cat. Anyway, let's see what happens with heat on and 480. And then I'll go rinse it out in the sink. I'm wasting, I could have been done by now, to be honest with you. Okay, 4 minutes, 80 seconds, rinsing it with clean water. Am I saving time? No. The water's a little milky, but not that great. So we're gonna go back to the sink and do it the old way and rinse them out and squeegee them out and dry them out. It's kind of a waste of time if you ask me. Okay, so just like trying to clean your gun parts in a Sonicleaner, you're taking 3 times as long. You got to dry it out, and all that stuff. And by the time you got that done, you would have had this done with manual labor. All right, we're going to squeegee these out. Do it a couple times. All right, and hang them to dry. But if you're doing gun parts in a Sonicleaner, you're wasting your time. I would have had this done in 5 minutes. Gun parts or this, it doesn't matter. You're wasting your time. Okay, so no matter how you clean your bore snakes, you need to hang them up to dry in a nice dust-free environment. And if you can find one of these things at a thrift store that collapses and it's for drying clothes, it has notches, that's going to be even better. All right, so this one here, I've had for over 20 years. There's a couple frays in it, but it still works good. That's a 22. And if you take care of your bore snakes, they will take care of you and they will last forever. Now, for a final conclusion, we're going to talk to the Uncle Jim test facility and see which way was better to clean your bore snakes. Hello, this is Uncle Jim from the Uncle Jim test facility, and we have concluded that there is no reason. There is no reason to waste your time with the Sonicleaner, whether it's bore snakes or gun parts. You would be done in 5 minutes doing it with manual labor. There is no free ticket, people. Okay, just do the manual labor, boom, bang, pow, you're done. You don't have to dry it out. Blah, blah, blah. It's a waste of time. Clean your parts and your bore snakes by hand and be done in 5 minutes. And that's all I got to say about that. Until next time, thanks for watching.